Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PSN review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the fourth installment of the pain content. Basically, obviously, first installment is the game, second was the second level, which is the funfair, third was the movie studio, which unfortunately was a bit of a disappointment, and fourth is the new one, Sore Spots. I'll also be taking a look at the darts in the fortress pack, because I said I would when the next level came out, because it wasn't enough to warrant a review on its own. So anyway, as I say, you've got the new level, which is actually 2 new levels. The only thing is, though, I don't know whether to feel ripped off or happy, because while it is 2 new levels, the download pack was only 100 kilobytes, which kind of means it was an unlock code. So, I don't know, maybe it's just simply because the two seem to update the game every day. So, you've got the usual stuff. You can choose Pain Reunion, which is basically the high school one, I'll show that off. Probe, which is basically the alien one, I'll show that off. And then Mad Science, which is, well, it's one of the new modes. You have to mix chemicals and that to cause explosions. There's some new characters on the go. There's Daxter from the Jak and Daxter games, or obviously just from the Daxter game. You've got El Chile Grande, and unfortunately, as you may have noticed, I've lost a lot of my unlockable costumes and that for characters, because obviously when my PlayStation died, I lost all that. So a bit good with that. It means I'm just going to have to pretty much be bog standard Jarvis rather than funky 70s Jarvis. It's, I'll say pretty much the same thing I say on everyone. The whole point is, if you've never played it before, you have to crash into objects, get points and do things. There's also loads of different modes, which the modes differ per mode, and I've explained the modes in the other ones. However, seeing as fun with explosives is back on this one, basically there's explosives, and you have to have fun with them, blowing the crap out of things. So, as I say though, the whole point is you have to go around causing destruction, trying to get the biggest multiplier of points that you can do. Your score comes in the top right corner. All the things that you've hit go on the bottom middle of the screen, and basically every time you hit something it adds to the multiplier. And then you've got the Ooch system on the left, which basically the Ooch system means that you can knock yourself around mid-air, and if you shake it, then once per round you can get a super Ooch, which blasts you over to another side or something. It's obviously a lot more powerful than a regular Ooch. But it's one of those that unfortunately the game can be a little flawed, because not all the time does the super Ooch system seem to work. Sometimes you'll shake the crap out of it, you'll hear the spray can noise, which says that you're shaking the pad, and then you just won't get the super Ooch. So that's a bit disappointing. So anyway, as you can see, pretty much the high school area is just simply a high school gym room, really, or comprehensive gym room, or whatever you want to call it, whatever type of school you went to. It's a gym room. The whole point is there's all sorts of things, there's baskets and that, so you can try and dunk yourself and slam dunks and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Just going to cut into the alien mode one now. Well, this is the alien hangar, and as you can see, the alien hangar is bang splatting between Area 68 and Area 70, making this, obviously, Area 69. This one is just obviously alien themed. There's all sorts of weird stuffs like that there, which some sort of electroplasma type thing. At first I thought it was a portal, but obviously you don't go through it, you don't go through it and then come out of a different side. You continue to go through that side and get powered up on that, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just basically your standard everyday alien hangar, really, I suppose. Obviously, seeing as no one's pretty much ever been inside an alien hangar, if they even exist, God knows, then we don't really know what's going on. But I imagine this is the type of stuff that we all think goes on. There's just experiments all over the place, there's weird contraptions that we've never seen before, and just stuff like that. So, as I say though, I will show off the darts in the fortress, but first I'll show off the Mad Scientist mode, or Science mode, or whatever, and then show off the new multiplayer modes and that as well, which can be played on every single map, so that's quite good, because it means obviously you've got a lot of variety there. So the whole point of this mode is basically that you've got to mix the chemicals. So on this one it's red and blue, and you've got to mix the red chemical with the blue chemical to cause an explosion. As you can see on the top right corner, it says that there's 8 sets of chemicals that I've got to get, and I've got to do it in a certain time in order to beat the mission with a certain medal. I think it's 1.5 minutes for the gold medal and something like 3 minutes for the crappy bronze medal. So that's pretty much all it is. It's kind of like a new way of fun with explosive modes, really, I suppose. Probably the best way to look at it. Other than that though, it's just a new little mode which you might have some fun with, but I personally think while it is a daft laugh to do, it's one of them that I expected a bit better from the new modes, because, I mean, when they've done, I know it's multiplayer modes and that, but when they've done that one where you have to choose what your opponent has to crash into and that, I thought that had a lot more thought and care put into it to make a really good idea. And obviously you've got Trauma as well, which is one of my favourite ones, where the whole point is you have to hurt yourself as much. So anyway, This is, to be fair, the new multiplayer mode that I forgot to mention about this one, which is simply the PN Olympics, so I'll just show this off now. So basically, this is the PN Olympics. The whole point is there's all sorts of different modes. So swing and dunk, swing on the hoop for points, and blah blah blah, 45 seconds, horseshoes, stack whacker, knock down the wall if it was launches, anvil toss, grab onto the anvil, toss it, bull ride, grab onto the bull and ride it, and the more bulls you do, the better. So I'll go into that one for now. As you can see, it's just basically, you're in the gym here, and it sets up the obstacles depending on what mode you choose. So you don't have to worry about avoiding the bulls on other sections. For example, you don't have to worry about avoiding them whilst trying to put all the balloons into the balloon bin one, where the whole point is to put the most balloons into the bin. So it's just one of them things with a load of daft little modes on it, and I personally think it's quite fun. It's one of the better, more well-designed multiplayer modes out there because of how much variety there is. But finally, I've been promising this for about a month and a half now, 2 months, something like that. I'll show off the darts mode and the fortress mode. So this is darts, and it's a bit like the bowling mode really, because the whole point is obviously being darts, to be fair, that it's totally different, but the way it's done is the same as what I mean. Because basically you have to launch yourself and then grab onto the grab onto what you chose your darts to be, which is these guys over here, and then you've got to basically grab over them, like as long as you grab them, fly over, release and throw them at the targets. And obviously depending on where you hit, depends on points and stuff, whether you actually get any or not. And the reason it's like bowling is because basically the other players can screw you over. So just not actually trying to hit anything at all, firing off there, you can push buttons and just launch all sorts of things at them. Obviously the items are going to differ or what you can actually launch at people, but there was things like log rides, because I was on the amusement park or the abusement park. There was like spiked maces and all that, and pendulum type things swinging past. So there's all sorts of different things basically to just, well, fire at the people who are playing and put them off and stop them and screw them over and that. So now on to Fortress. And Fortress is pretty much similar, only this time you actually get to choose your defences. So you can cycle through them and it shows you what's going on, what's flying past and that. So they're all the types of things that you can get to basically screw your opponent over. Because basically the whole point of Fortress is just pushing auto-complete there, and it'll make us do it in play 2, because that's how many I've got set for it. The whole point of Fortress is you launch, grab onto the boxes now, like the explosive boxes, and then hurl them at the opponent's fortress and basically try your best to destroy them. And you can obviously launch without grabbing onto the boxes if you want to. If you're a big character like Kenny over here, who's one of the biggest on the game, then you might be able to do a little bit of damage, but it's one of those things that you're definitely going to do more damage with the explosive box, unless of course you're after a very precise part. Maybe you have to only knock on one block and you know that the rest will cause a chain reaction to totally destroy the tower type thing. I'm just confused as to hell though how I hit the back right fortification and destroyed the front left. So I'm glad I got that on video footage. That's a bit of a dodgy glitch there. But basically I think out of the two modes, the darts and the Fortress is definitely better. I personally think the darts game is really naff, not particularly good at all, and it's one of them things that it was the one I was most looking forward to, and I thought Fortress wouldn't work, and I personally think it's vice versa. I think Fortress works extremely well, it's great fun, and I think darts is really boring, bland, plain, etc. But it's worth getting the pack alone just for the Fortress mode. It's just one of them things. I personally think out of the content, this is possibly easily the best, not possibly easily the best set of content they've done. The new levels are great, and the Fortress mode is absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure there's some people out there who really like darts as well. So it's one of them things that you're most likely going to have some fun with the packs. And all I can say is bring on more. I really can't wait for the next set. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.